Hello, I hope you are well today. How are you doing? Now, are you confident in who you are? Now, I don't mean are you happy. Well, maybe it's more along the lines of happy who you are rather than are you a confident person? Because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how you feel about yourself, okay, and who you really are. Or are you a people pleaser? For example, there's many different things you could be, but particularly I want to talk to the people who are pleasers, the people pleasers, because of course I was one, and there's a lot of trouble associated with being a people pleaser, and that's why I've put look out if you are a people pleaser, because there's lots of lovely positive aspects of being a people pleaser, but there's lots of negatives, lots of pitfalls as well, and that's what I want to speak to today. Speak to you about today. So look at me, handsome chap, and my score on, I often talk about the big five personality tests. On that, one of the traits of the five, one of the traits is agreeableness, and I am very agreeable. Okay, I score 90% on agreeableness. Agreeableness is split into two traits. I won't go into all the detail about it, but agreeableness. Normal for men, I've put it in blue there. The the mean score for men in all populations, in all around the world, is 38.5%. In women, it's considerably higher. It's 61 as an average, 61.5. So I'm ding 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 right on the high score. Unusual for women, let alone men. Unusually high. I'm an empath, emotionally connected. I cry easily. Always trying to serve people and do what other people want, which is lovely. But you might notice there, I've been divorced 3 times. Of course, that's not what I wanted at all. But being a people pleaser, although it has lovely traits, it can be a really, really difficult position to hold yourself in, and it can lead to a lot of frustration and, yes, difficulty. So 3 divorces, a lot of difficulty, and not just for me either. So it can lead to a lot of self-doubt if you're a people pleaser, if you're high in this score of agreeableness. Worry, although worry points towards another one of the traits, or aspects, but I won't go into that. But you can, are you prone to self-doubt? Are you prone to worry? Are you prone to undermining yourself and then looking for the opinion and validation in others? Because that's part of the thing of being so agreeable. What you do for yourself is you close down possibilities for yourself, or opportunities. You don't go for things for yourself so much. You don't speak your truth so much, which might sound a bit odd. And what I mean by that is you don't speak your opinion. You don't push your opinion. You look for others, and then you look to please and go along with other people's opinions, because you love to serve, which is a lovely, lovely aspect. But unless you're pushing forth what you want in your life, you're always going to put other people on the pedestal, make other people more important, more significant than you. And in the long term, that has a really negative, detrimental effect on you. It can build up frustration and resentment within you if you don't push your opinions out. I actually don't like this. If you don't say the truth for you, then, and you keep a lid on it because you hate confrontation. You hate, people high in agreeableness, bing, 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 up here at a high score, people pleasers. They hate confrontation. They avoid it at all costs. But sometimes you need to have those tough conversations. So if you keep a lid on that, keep it down, it can cause frustration and resentment within you. And that's a really difficult thing to deal with and balance within yourself and resolve within yourself, because you don't realize you're doing it, and it can build up over time, and you close your possibilities and opportunities down because you think, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, why should I even, I'll fail, somebody else is better. I can remember in a job I was being pushed for this managerial job in back in my corporate days, and everybody knew it, and it was like, everybody was saying, yes, good on Will, you could get this job, and we had to apply for it as you do, and and the outcome was predictable that I got it, and it was fair because it was of my own merits and everything like that. But I had such a tough time accepting that. In fact, I went to the people who didn't get it, who also wanted it, and I said, I'm really sorry, and I think you should have got it. And they agreed with me. They wanted it, and they said, and they started saying, and then I dug myself into a difficult situation because I was agreeing with them. And it was building their resentment about me, and it's like, oh God, I had a tough time accepting that I was worthy and the best person for that job. And it's like, oh, why would you do that? Why would you mess with? I wouldn't do that now. Absolutely, I'd approach that person very differently. And I'd approach that situation very differently. But at the time, you can tie yourself in knots if you're too agreeable, and in fact, you can limit yourself. You can limit your life over time, building resentment, building frustrations, but about why you're like this, why you don't speak out against other people, why you let other people dominate you, why you let other people make the decisions and lead your life when you don't agree with that, you don't want that, you don't want, but you can't speak out. You find it so difficult to say no to people. You limit your own life. You put yourself in jail, which is just bizarre and so frustrating. You build up your frustrations with yourself. Can you relate to this, So the solution is to understand yourself better. That's why I feed this information out there in terms of, the steps to take. And I've done loads of videos on this sort of stuff, but understand yourself. It's so important. It's so important to understanding yourself. And the Big Five is a useful tool, but on its own, it doesn't change anything. It starts to give you this information about the makeup of you, and life can change for good. It really can, but you need the detail to be able to go, all right, okay, this is shit, I need to really focus on this, and this is what I need to and then that will balance out this. Not to be normal, but to not have these shortcomings when it frustrates and builds resentment within you. Now, I've put there, I've grown teeth. I've overcome. I've got the positive aspects of my agreeableness, which are lovely positive aspects. It's my superpower, and I say that in my daughter because I can see it in one of my daughters. She has this superpower, but oh my God, does it take some training and honing to be able to use this superpower? She's very emotional, but she's hugely perceptive of emotions, of people's emotions. Understanding your own emotions, that's really difficult. So, I know it's going to take a lot of fine tuning for her, but she's got a superpower. It makes me emotional. And I have that superpower. But boy, has it taken some understanding to use, But I've grown teeth now. I will not stand to be pushed around. I will not stand to be abused. I will not, I stand up for myself now. I will bite back, and that's what you need to do when you need to, when it's appropriate. But I'm as soft as a soft thing, and I cry multiple times a week. I would get moved by all sorts of things, so much. I'm really in touch with my emotions, and I'm really sensitive to other people's emotions. That's the positive aspects of that trait. But the negative ones that are please people, put them on pedestal, bow down to them, not speak. You get the idea. So I don't do that anymore. Yet I haven't lessened my trait, the positive aspects of my trait. So you can change life for good. Absolutely you can. So my question to you is, are you confident in who you are? Or, as I suggest there, are you a little bit scared? Are you fearful? You've got this demon inside you, this psycho, this... mine was that I was useless. I was ugly. I was stupid. Even deeper down than that, I felt I was a bit of a monster, and there was a negative aspect of me that was very real, and I had to keep a lid on. It's terrible. It's not true. But I had to work through that stuff, and I did a hell of a lot of work to get through that stuff. Of course, there are short circuits that I've learned that you can get through. Shortcuts that you can work through and make the journey quicker than it's been for me. But really understanding who you are is a positive thing. But putting a lid on it and a face on it and really being scared on the inside isn't a great way to live. So if you want more detail, if you want me to help you through this understanding, by all means, I'll put the link in the description. You can get in contact. We can have a chat, a virtual chat. Thank you so much. I hope this has been interesting. I hope this is useful to you, because it's so many of us are kind of, stuck with this stuff, but think there's no way out. There absolutely is, and it comes through understanding you, not by putting up with ill treatment of others. I hope that's interesting to you. Many thanks, and do get in contact. Do subscribe if you found this useful. Do share it if you think somebody else would benefit from it. All right, many thanks. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.